Well, here we go. We're into a very exciting matchup then as we move on to our fifth game of the night. The Thunder from Down Under coming out fresh on the server. Of course, it is going to be ZenAku taking on Rapha 40.
Uh, I don't know what to say about this because every week Rafa plays, it feels like whoever's facing him is just going up against the end boss of QPL, at least in terms of the Americas. So it's kind of like ZenAku has just walked into the final boss of a video game, and it's like, okay, well, what can you do? I mean, Rafa has been so dominant all throughout the season, throughout past seasons as well. Hasn't dropped a map this season, and it's just kind of painful to watch sometimes. No disrespect to any of the other players, but sometimes the way that Rafa goes off, you're kind of like, maybe we should shut down the show because this is just violent. But we'll see. ZenAku, he is grinding, he's playing his heart out, and he always wants to get better. So I feel like maybe, I mean, this has been a day of surprises, right? Maybe this is the day where Master ZenAku gets a map. I don't know if I'd fully commit to the set, but this could be the day for Master ZenAku.
I'd love to see it, man. I feel like ZenAku's shown so much growth every time we get to see him play. He's genuinely a really enjoyable character to watch. You know, he's a great personality as well. We've seen a lot of that. He's a really good guy. So I'd like to see him coming out with potentially a map. I feel like he's game for it. It's just very hard because, of course, it is Rafa. So no matter who, as you said, goes up against him, you got to give that baton to Rafa every time. He's earned it for a reason. He's built himself that legacy. He's ridiculous at the game. He's always about 5 steps ahead of the opposition. You just can't beat Rafa. It is incredibly hard. So for ZenAku, there's a lot of odds stacked up against him, but if he can at least have some close duels tonight, have a couple of good results here, I think that's probably ideally what he's going to be looking for, right? You come away with a good result, you're going to be happy with it. At the end of the day, no matter what you do, as long as you keep it close against Rafa, it's a bit of a pat on the back.
Yeah, I mean, if he can take a map or two off of Rafa, I think you and I should just pop a shoey in his honor.
I'm
right?
down. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. People at home, if you don't know what a shoey is, Google it. But yeah, I mean, we can get down into the map and champ picks in a little bit, but I would say right off the bat, when you see Rafa in the server, chances are you're going to lean towards him taking it. I just hope that, like you said, it's kind of close because ZenAku has been grinding a little bit and he's been trying really hard. And he has had close games with Rafa before. I believe Quake World Championships, when they battled it out, it was actually rather close on CK at first. For about first 7 minutes, he was duking it out, and everyone was like, "Oh, all right, ZenAku, we see you." But then, of course, Rafa being Rafa, he kind of stole it away at the end. But if ZenAku can keep it close early, I think that'll give him a huge opportunity here to make one of the biggest upsets of the day if he could take even a map off of Rafa.
Oh, mate, it could be a big upset of the season, really, if he comes out and absolutely plays his heart out here tonight. We'll find out, though. We'll see potentially if the veto is going to give us any more of an inkling of how this one is going to go, as we can have a look at the picks and bans. What are we looking at here at the start? Deep Embrace. Okay, so we start things off on Deep Embrace. We've got Rafa coming out on the Sorlag with an Eisen pick from ZenAku 40.
I think first time we saw Eisen today. That's interesting, and I haven't really seen Eisen play it on Deep Embrace too much, so maybe there's some tech there that he knows about that we don't. And then after that, we got Anarchy Nyx on Blood Covenant. That should be good. And then Visor Scale Bearer on Ruins. So yeah, I think what stands out to me is that Eisen pick on Deep Embrace. What does Master ZenAku know that we don't?
What has he brought? What's up the sleeve?
What's he thinking?
What's going on inside that head?
I mean, Timmy just pops off, right?
Yeah.
If all else fails, just throw down Timmy and let him just bust a gat into your opponent while you kind of just take their attention. But we'll see. I mean, there's probably a great opportunity for traps, especially near the heavy, especially near the mega on that map specifically. So Timmy the Turret might play a huge role into this first match.
He can be a troublesome little automaton at times, so we'll find out if that turret will be able to pack a punch. Blood Covenant being the second map, though, all about the speed, it seems, with the Anarchy taking on the Nyx, and then finally Ruins of Sarnath. That's where things get a little bit different. A lot of heavy being brought forward here from Rafa tonight. He's looking to get out there and make this one a meaty encounter against ZenAku, it looks like, 40.
Yeah, looking to bull rush the 3-0 to stamp it, but he's going to have to get through the first two. Again, it's Rafa. Most people are kind of like, well, this one's signed and sealed. I'm going to go get snacks or whatever. But I say that we give ZenAku the chance because he's the one to do it here, and it's going to start on Deep Embrace with Eisen. Maybe we see that from Down Under tech that he's been working on, but it should be a good one nonetheless. At the very least, let's say it just goes crazy, right? Maybe we see Rafa. Maybe we see Rafa put up 30. I don't know. I don't wish that upon anybody, but we might see it. Let's just get into it when we can, Jackie, because I'm too excited.
No, there's a lot of potential outcomes for this one. There's a lot of excitement that could be found in it no matter what. It's also just set to probably be quite an enjoyable matchup, purely based off the fact that there's a few unknown intricacies as well. For me, it's personally the first time I've seen Heisen played on Deep Embrace. I am, again, quite curious about how it's going to work out. If it'll be a beneficial pick. We're seeing a lot of different champs being tested out on Deep Embrace, and this is one of them in that long old list. So let's see what big old ZenAku can get up to as we head on into it. Map 1 of ZenAku, the Thunder from Down Under, taking on the true God King himself in Rapha.
Good rail from Rapha there, a little bit of returned machine gun damage from ZenAku as he's getting on to the rail himself for those long-range battles. And there's that turret deployed onto the heavy. Just trying to lay down some covering fire here. Timmy's having a little bit of a problem tracking, though, so it's unfortunate for him. That's a fantastic rocket from Down Under, though. Into the rail, and Rafa's already weak, 25 HP. Can he find it? Good defensive rail from Rapha, and that's going to win him the Mega and save his life. Goes through the telly, and somehow the trade comes out, so we're going to stay at 0-all.
Okay. There we go. Bit of a stalemate off the back of the traded frag then. ZenAku. Of course, he has little Timmy down at a good angle, but he's not going to be up on his crutch. Instead, playing out. Let's drop down another one that will quickly be left as scraps as well. ZenAku backing off the back of this close encounter against Rapha. A bit of a pre-fire in case he came around the corner, but he will not. Rapha made the safe play. Backed off, going for the Mega. He picks it up, so he's got a good stack to contend with. The LG will give away his angle, and ZenAku repositions off the back of it. Effectively still chasing him, though, and doing a nice amount of damage for him. If he gets this backstab off, Rapha should be dead. He'll tank it, but he won't be able to swim. He sinks like a pebble in the ocean.
And that is unfortunate. No matter what your stack, I mean, just getting tossed off the map and nothing matters. So it's a big first frag for ZenAku there. Well-placed rail into LG. Needs to be careful, but Timmy the turret's there, but can't do enough. The shotgun point blank is going to rip ZenAku apart. Bring it back to 1-all.
All right. Well, that's not what you want. Off the back of the ring out. Rapha gets himself straight back in the ring, and now he's putting ZenAku through the ringer as he looks to finish him off straight up onto the pedestal. The follow-up rocket not actually doing anything, but the shotgun will do a whole lot more. Hits him with a buckshot and ends the life of the Australian once again, chasing him down quite early on as well as he repositions. Here's a pitter-patter of his footsteps and debates how he wants to approach this one. He knows that Mega's up in a second, so he won't overcommit. Instead, waits for the storm to come in. Gets locked into a 2 versus 1 against the turret and its protector. But eventually, ZenAku will show that he can still pack a punch as well. Shuts down Rapha, slays the lizard again, and keeps it at a 2-2 split for you.
ZenAku doing his best Turok impersonation here, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Tied at 2. Heavy's going to go to Rapha. And ZenAku trying to play this as patiently as he can. 18 seconds until Timmy's back in his life. That's the point-blank rocket. Needs to be careful. Hits him with another one. Can he find the third? Rapha will find the rail instead. Mid-air, picks him out of the sky, and he's going to grab a Mega for his reward here, and he's going to be relentless. Doesn't want to go around the corner, doesn't want to risk it, but the opportunity to just deal damage right off the spawn so high on this map, and you need to be so careful here. So he tries to thread one rocket through the planks, not gonna make it, but he is gonna grab the heavy. And again, Spit is up, and that's just so dangerous for those close encounters.
Nearly at the 3-minute and 30 mark, and Rapha's building up momentum as he starts to traverse his way around, denying light armors as well. And also hoovering up Megas to keep himself nice and tonk as a big old thick girl to take every hit that she needs to. Advancing further forward once again, has a bit of a suspicion of where exactly ZenAku could be. The pre-fires go out. That's both major items off the back of that rotation as well, so he'll be grinning from ear to ear from that. We also get the free early warning of where exactly ZenAku is. He makes a bit of ruckus and then dips out, attempting to get away. Rapha has his number, the rockets with a murder hole, and the Spit tags going down. Spit at least not quite landing, but the LG will not miss. There goes Timmy as everything is falling away from ZenAku. A 2-frag lead now for Rapha.
Falling away from him indeed, 4-2. Rapha looking to extend here. That's a good rail. Good follow-up. Could he hit another one? That would have been it. 89 HP. That health bubble's going to save his life. But another great rail. Is it going to be the death of him? And ZenAku does it. Hitting the rails he needs. 95 HP, though. He needs to be very careful. There's no major for 9 seconds. And he's just hanging out with the rail out, 95 HP, and this is just very dangerous. Does have rockets if he wants. Misses with a follow-up rail, but finally, Timmy is able to be deployed. But I have a feeling that's not going to save him if Rapha wants to aggress on this.
ZenAku showing that he's handy with the steel, that he can earn his keep as he gets behind and really does start to go deep. Going down on Rapha, keeping him low as he eventually will finish him off. There's a 4 frag picked up, and the scoreline is once again left as a stalemate. Now, the game is back on. Either of them in a fairly close position in terms of stacks, and definitely very close when it comes to their actual physical position on the map, as they are butting heads. Timmy going down to try and stop the aggression from Rapha. ZenAku perched over the ledge, spots him out once again. Rail is ready, but it's not going to connect. Rapha's stack is huge once again, and this is getting scary here for ZenAku.
It's a game of chicken over the heavy. ZenAku wants so desperately to grab this. He doesn't have any more rails. He's going to eat some spit, switches to the machine gun, but he's going to be so weak and somehow pulls it out with a shotgun. ZenAku takes the lead 5-4.
Oh boy. Potentially biting off more than he can chew. He had the shotgun out, but he's not going to use the blunderbuss to blow away Rapha. Instead, has to create some space between him and the big lizard. Create a diversion as he gets away. His stack's still low, and he's going to be timid compared to how aggressive Rapha can be. The big buffer he's got to work with. 2 seconds till heavy's up. That has to be given to Rapha. There's no opportunity to fight for it. He doesn't want to throw away this lead without a clean fight, though, and does a lot of damage. If he can get back in and find a frag off the spawn, there's potential that this could still be a 6-5 split.
Leaving Rapha on 24 HP. Rapha has stacked back up, it looks like. 59, he's eating some nails. He needs to be careful. There's a heavy machine gun. Still very railable is ZenAku, but Rapha's also very weak. Needs to be careful of Timmy. Does make his way onto the Mega, though. It's going to give him some breathing room. Goes through the telly, and the shotgun blast from Rapha will land, and he will also land on the heavy. 6-5, taking the lead back.
And the gut shot coming out. And now he really is starting to gut him. This has got to be gut-wrenching for ZenAku. As we fall into a 7-5 lead, Rapha building himself up. Keep on trucking his way through this one. We're at the 7-minute mark here. Still a good amount of time left for ZenAku to come back in. But if the Vegemite Vanquisher wants to get another kill, he's going to need to do so soon. Good bit of damage being found, though. Early chips to really buckle Rapha's might when it comes to his overall stack. He's still chasing, more than willing to just hunt him down. Rockets barely whizzing by, but none of them are going to have too much impact.
For about 6 minutes, it was neck and neck, and 2 frags is still very close, but you can't help but feel like it might be too little too late just based off of that. Into the rail. What a play. What a weapon switch. Rapha looking for the frag, but ZenAku's actually going to stack back up near the murder hole, and Rapha is still extremely weak. Needs to be very careful with this next movement. The rail is going to deny the heavy. ZenAku needs to push in, and he does with the shotgun. He takes out Rapha.
Here we go. The Australian aggression's being shown. The biceps are out for ZenAku. We've seen how big this man's guns are in real life. Now he's starting to show how much impact he can have with his guns in this matchup as he's hitting a 90. There's a nice amount of damage onto Rapha. There's the follow-up again. Rapha quaking in his lizard-sized boots. As if he takes the peak, he's taking consistent rails. If he hits one more, it'll be a 7-7 tie-up, but he's so low. He can't afford to play crazy. He's got to keep himself alive, 40. He's got to dip out, dodge his way out of these awkward encounters, and build himself back up. Down goes the troublesome turret to hold the angle for him. He again looks to aggress. He knows the heavy's up, needs to slap it back on his chest. In the meantime, Rapha gets Mega. Rapha comes around straight into the LG, though. A trade of rockets that will leave no one fragged at this point. Time rapidly ticking by. We're close to about a minute left, and there's only a single frag stand between them.
Good rocket on the way out. That's the best he could have done there as he wanted to commit. 51 HP for Rapha. He's going to stack back up. Heavy's not going to be up for a little bit, so this gives an opportunity to Zen. There he is. The positioning from Timmy is going to be just a nuisance for Rapha, and he's going to have to give that up and trade the items again. Down 2 frags. ZenAku needs to make this work here. He has shotgun in hand. He has Timmy as well. 1 minute left. There's the Timmy deployment. He's going to try and jump around, and that's a good play, but the execution a little bit off, but he finally gets it. Needs health immediately, and just in the nick of time, it comes up through the murder hole. Rapha off the spawn with the rail. A heavy machine gun. Is it going to be enough? ZenAku's so incredibly weak. A shotgun blast isn't enough, and Rapha takes him down again.
Oh, that was it, 40. That was it, tied back up 8-8. Instead, it's now an 8-9 scoreline with 30 seconds left into the mix. ZenAku, if you really want to come out and bust this man's face open, you've got to do it right now. He has no time to waste. No shenanigans. Raw Quake is what's coming up as the nails come out. looking to shut him down in the final encounter, but none of them are landing. And Rapha just keeps on creating space, gets distance between the both of them. ZenAku, he takes the peak, the turret goes down, needs to land a rail, but he cannot 40. He's got 60 seconds left, or 6 seconds. He wishes he had 60, as this one is in the bag for Rapha, barely won out by the space of 1 frag.
Wow, that lizard's so slippery near the end there, but ZenAku, I mean, that's the kind of play you want to see. That's the dude right there. That's Master ZenAku, is so close, and you don't really get those games with Rapha a lot. And that was just such a good display from ZenAku. He just has to clean up a couple things, and that was just an incredible display. But again, Rapha showing why he is the best in the world.
Man. That's crazy, though. Like, ridiculously close. There could have been a different outcome for that matchup. Surprisingly effective use of Eisen on Deep Embrace as well. It actually looked like it genuinely was a bit of a better factor for him. But more than anything, I think it's just the rails that were being landed by ZenAku. He created so many opportunities.
That play right there, so sneaky. I love it. Just using that wall and hiding a little bit, letting Rapha go past, and then rockets. It was just so close, man. A nail biter again. How can you not love this map? This map just lends itself to those kind of matches, and that's exactly what you want to see when you tune in. 9-8, Rapha ekes it out. We've been having close games, close sets all day, and this is no different.
Yeah, man, ZenAku. Australian, of course, by nature, but the Polish Punisher by heart, it seems, at the minute, as he was pulling out all of the stops and doing some damage in that matchup against Rapha. And the best bit about it is that's just the first map. There's still 2 more to go. Obviously, for Rapha, he's not suffered an actual series loss over the course of this season. So if ZenAku is able to come in and potentially sweep back the last 2 maps, that would be a ridiculous state of affairs. The likelihood of it, though, is, of course, quite marginal. It's still going to be very hard, especially considering the champion picks we have coming out into the next 2 games for you.
Yeah, I mean, Anarchy, Nyx on Blood Covenant, and never mind the series. Rapha hasn't dropped a map yet.
Yeah.
He's just absolutely insane, playing out of his mind, but that game makes him look mortal. ZenAku did a great job again. I can't give him enough credit. That was such a nail-biter. I know everyone in chat was rooting for him, and I don't think it's going to be any different. I think Blood Covenant might be a little bit more in Rapha's favor, given the space and all that kind of stuff. You know, you don't have to deal with the turret so much. It could be such a nuisance, bullying you off items. Just even a 30 difference in stack, right, is just enough to make you go, you know what, it's not worth it. I have to dip out because Timmy's over there, and then I'm going to get absolutely destroyed with an LG or shotgun. But this is completely different. We got Anarchy, we got Nyx, we got mobility all over Blood Covenant, and I think Rapha's going to feel a little more comfortable and maybe flex on this one.
Potentially. We'll find out. We are going back into it. Of course, the second map in the series will be kicking off very soon. Certainly get yourselves ready for this one. Grab some water if you can and hydrate before it kicks off, because it is going to leave you thirsty for the third and final map between these 2. We get back into it then. ZenAku taking on Rapha. We'll start off from the All-Stars point of view, as we are on ZenAku to kick us off.
Snagging the heavy right off the bat is Zen. He's got rail, lightning, and rockets in hand. Also inject. He's going to want to keep that in his back pocket, possibly mid-fight here.
Ooh.
That's a good rail there.
Ooh.
I like this aggression from Rapha. He's going to go up the jump pad. There's the rocket. Good defensive rocket. Actually makes him pop the ghost walk. So ZenAku has passed the first test, so to speak, as Rapha putting on the pressure, trying to feel him out on Blood Covenant. ZenAku does a good job of keeping him at bay. Missing with these rails, though. That's unfortunate. A lot of damage being left on the table here.
Ooh. ZenAku leaping his way over, still creating space. Both of them fire off a rail, effectively simultaneously, but neither one of them will actually land. We're a minute and 15 seconds into the fight then. ZenAku, of course, having a bit of a better stack to work with right now, but look at that transition. Off the back of a single footstep, he flicks with the LG, does damage onto Rapha. He does have to give up the item, but he stays alive and makes his move over to Mega instead. That was actually really nice.
Really, really good heads-up awareness there. Still has inject as well. Both players showing a lot of respect, just waiting around the corner. Here's the huge speed burst here, but it's going to cost him. He's going to inject Rapha on the hunt for a second there. That could have been very dangerous, and that's kind of the... Oh, wow. I thought that was going to be a ride the lightning moment there. That's kind of the problem with Anarchy. If you get too crazy with the speed, you're just going to run into a trap of rockets, hit a speed bump that'll cost you your life.
Oh, the rails coming out. God, they're more on time than a train station at this point, as he's just hitting every single one of them. Peeks out for a third as well. He does not miss. But Rapha, oh, he's not willing to waste time on this one. An instant response back, leaving ZenAku effectively with 18 HP to stay alive 40, as he dodges, he ducks, and he dives to keep himself in the fight. Can't afford to take any peeks here. He just needs to hightail it away.
Somehow stays alive, uses the inject, still no armor, but again, that's a victory for ZenAku. Not dying, staying alive. It's unfortunate that he had to use everything that he had, but he is slowly stacking back up. But Rapha, you can tell he's tightening his grasp on the map and control. And I think in the next 30 seconds, Rapha's probably going to try and go for this frag here. That rock is not going to be good enough. There's the LG melting him around the corner. Is he going to hit a rail? The LG instead, and there it is. Rapha closes in, takes that first frag.
Rapha, the one frag opener, finally getting himself marked up on the board. He's going to be content to keep on rolling with this. Also has control of the major items there, just picking up the Mega. There's 17 seconds until Heavy spawns in. ZenAku doesn't really have a chance to grab that one from underneath his nose. ZenAku, at this point, being a bit nosy, though, as he will try and figure out where exactly Mega is, if it's come back up yet. It has not. He peeks round, kick flipping his way to victory, gets back over towards the rail, and has to run away. Needs to stay alive. A single shot effectively should be able to shut him down if Rapha can get into a good angle, firing out rocket after rocket, but none of them are connecting. He can't make his move onto the Mega, and it won't matter because Rapha again has fragged him out.
And that is just unfortunate, that rocket popping him sky high into the ceiling and then just waiting for him with the rail out. Rapha puts up number 2. ZenAku trying to get some extra movement with those rocket jumps. But you gotta wonder, is it really worth it? You're just doing little bits of damage to yourself. You're gonna need all the stack you can against Rapha, especially when he has such control of the map. Inject does come back up for ZenAku as he tries to maintain position on this Mega, but right when he drops down to the 50, I think he heard Rapha coming and he has to get out of there.
Ooh, direct. Nice bit of damage done. This will force ZenAku back as he has to attempt to reposition. Of course, already 2 frags on the board for Rapha. The tri-bolt was nice as well. 2 connections off the back of that, not the full 3, but this heavy will completely be for free. Nail jump up as well to get himself back on the bridge. A bit of a predictive free fire going out. Might actually work out to at least slow things down. There was a bit of damage done from ZenAku though. The adjustment with the LG was nice. I don't know how he connected that one so cleanly. And the rockets are barraging onto ZenAku to keep him at bay. Forced to pop out the inject as he retreats as far away as he can. It's not looking too good at the minute for the Australian.
No, not only is he seeing stars, he's seeing rails that zoom right past him as Rapha just has to land some of those, and this would be a whole different story. ZenAku again somehow staying alive. That's been the story here, is it's only 2-0, 5 minutes in. But Rapha, surprise, surprise, there's the inject used, and Rapha trying to close in on this. The 50 shard's going to be there. The rail is going to force him completely out of the columns room. The pillars, if you will. This is going to be a tough pill to swallow here. ZenAku might get destroyed with the shotgun. 2 chunks, and he's out. That's 3-0 for Rapha. Slowly spiraling out of control here for ZenAku. He's got to stop the bleeding somehow, Jackie.
Gonna get a cold compress on there. Hold that down. Do something. Attempt to cauterize the wound, potentially. It's Rapha. It's cornering off. ZenAku has again the high ground, just being able to use this height advantage towering over him, and it's over every time. This is one of the first we've actually seen ZenAku been able to get away and keep himself alive, but he's caught off guard on the rotation by Rapha. 2 rockets coming down, doing a nice amount of damage. The dip with the LG won't actually connect. He was prepared with the rail out as well in case there was a follow-up peak that came out from Zen, but he's not going to go for it. Keeping himself quite calm and backing off. Rapha, again, gets the heavy. Shotgun out, bouncing towards victory. Spots out ZenAku, coming in with the pre-fire on the LG. There goes the shotty, and 2 pumps is all that's required to shut him down.
4-0 now for Rapha. And the problem is ZenAku's trying to bob and weave, right? He sees Rapha at the heavy. He's like, okay, I'll go to Mega. Problem is, Mega's not going to be up because Rapha's timed the split so well. There's another frag with the LG. He's timed the split so well that he can attack and aggress as much as he wants. This is Rapha's map right now, completely. The split between the items is huge, giving Rapha enough time to deal damage in between items, go to whichever items you want, and I think ZenAku has just completely lost track of it. There's the drop-down shotgun. He has the inject. That rail somehow missed, and he still doesn't inject, and the drop-down rail from Rapha will find its mark, 6-0.
The lead that does not stop building, as he's just really taken a full control of this game. You can see listening out as well for the audio cues as the rotation is going to come around. Pixing gets behind him. ZenAku has no idea as he feels like he's playing Phasmophobia. He just got so spooked by what had occurred. The rocket's coming in as well. There's the rail. Rapha finally taking some damage and he will die. Perishes in the last few moments. I thought the shotgun was going to save it for him, but no. ZenAku rocks up to the party and pummels him with a big old bicep.
ZenAku not going down without a fight. There's another rail as well. That's exactly what he needs. He's going to be able to get in on the heavy. Here's some control of the map, but Rapha's right there to deal so much damage. Somehow maintains his trajectory. He's going to be able to cut off on this Mega. There's the LG dropping Rapha down into the bottom of the pillars. He's going to still hunt. He might kill it. What a rail! That flick through the telly. Perfectly placed by ZenAku. 2-6 with 2 minutes left.
Oh boy. Drop down as well. Clean 80. Keeps on going. Oh, big pop pump. The shotgun with an attitude that's really starting to grind its way through Rapha now. ZenAku clearly channeling that inner anger. Looking more and more like a Sith every second that goes by into this game. 40. There's the rail. Pops straight into the inject. He's doing an awful lot of work. A game of Ring Around the Roses as he gets behind him, but can he make him fall down? He's lost him for the meantime. Rapha is able to get out of there and create a ton of space. And this is the worst possible outcome for ZenAku. Time is the big issue here. He's got 1 minute and 10 seconds. And the more space that's created by Rapha, the little of a chance he has left to try and pick this one up, especially when he's sustaining so much damage.
I can't believe
the rail, though.
I'm going to cry. If he could get this frag, Rapha's stack back up, though. The rocket's going to fly in. The rail's going to miss 4 HP. He does have the inject to stay alive, and this is absolutely bonkers, Jackie. He actually forces Rapha off the Mega, but he doesn't grab the Mega. Go back, for the love of God.
There's no time really left into this one. We're at 9 minutes and 20. It would still need to be 3 frags, even off the back of spawns, if you could somehow chain them together one after another after another. It just doesn't look like it would be doable. What have you got left in your heart, though?
There's always time, Jackie. He's going to catch him out in the blood pool. There it is. Direct rocket into the rail. And 20 seconds for 2 frags, and he's got nothing, and this should be a frag. And that's the tri-bolt that says no. But a very close run back there from ZenAku.
Yeah, I mean, a hell of a comeback to at least keep it close as well. He hit some really sick shots, pulled out some great plays into the mid portion of that one, but Rapha just had so much of a lead that even when he did bring it back, it was just a little bit too late. An 8-4 split, then a 4 frag advantage onto the second map there for Rapha. That one didn't feel like 10 minutes, 40. That felt quite quick.
Yeah, but still, you saw the glimmer. You know, once ZenAku kind of got something started, he could capitalize on it. And you wish that you saw that a little bit earlier and gave him more time. But you know, that's the thing about playing Rapha is, again, the pivoting between the items, the rotations, right? ZenAku tried to get away. He's like, okay, you're at heavy, heavy's coming up. I'll go to Mega. But Rapha knew, okay, heavy's not up for 5 seconds. Mega's not up for 17. I'm just gonna follow you, do all the damage. I know I've already taken all the items from you. It's just brutal to play him because he really is 5 sausage links ahead.
Man, yeah, genuinely. He's just ahead of the game. But obviously for ZenAku, there was a brilliant comeback in the mid portion. Some crazy plays from either side, especially with Rapha as well. Some of the jukes that he was pulling off on the back of the Knicks with the Ghost Walk, just constantly being such a nuisance. It would have been aggravating having to deal with how much of a mockery he made out of ZenAku for a couple of minutes there with the use of that active. And ZenAku clearly did get annoyed about it. Bit back, did a lot of damage, kept the game close, but unfortunately time just not helping him out there towards the end. Some tasty frags though to keep it close.
Yeah, 8-4. I feel like it was even a little bit closer than that, but nonetheless, Rapha will take that victory. That'll be 2 in the pocket. Still not dropping a map, but still, ZenAku has another chance. There's still time. He could be the first to take a map off Rapha, as we're going to get into Ruins will be the last one. Visor and Scale. Rapha on the Scale Bearer, trying to throw down some shoulders. We'll see how this goes for ZenAku. I feel like most of chat is really rooting for ZenAku, and it's not even that they don't want Rapha to win. It's just that ZenAku is just this underdog right now. He's shown us what he can do. He's been so close to the top of the mountain. It's just those last couple steps that he couldn't take on that first map. Looking a little bit worse for wear on this one, but the ability is there, Jackie. You must believe.
Oh man, you got to. The thing is as well, ZenAku obviously as well, he is a bit of a fan favorite. Genuinely, the guy deserves all of the respect he gets. A lovely character inside and outside of the server. When we get to see him play, it's a blessing. But you get to involve yourself with him in real life as well. Genuinely a really down-to-earth guy. Like, we see a lot of that personality come across in his play style. But to be fair, 40, I feel like this is one of those opportunities where he needs to not be a nice guy. He's got to come out and be a bit of a mean machine into this final map. It's your last chance, right? No respect. Don't give Rapha anything. That's probably the only chance we have here for ZenAku. I still feel like there's going to be a close third, but it does seem as if Rapha's looking to lock this down and keep up his streak of going undefeated for this stage.
And I feel like to that, token, ZenAku can use that to his advantage. He really has nothing to lose. Everyone expects Rapha to kind of run away with this. He hasn't dropped a map all season, so there's really no pressure on you necessarily. The set's already gone bye-bye, unfortunately. So just come out swinging, maybe get a little bit crazy, catch Rapha off guard, but that's really the hardest thing to do, right? It's so incredibly difficult to catch Rapha off guard, and even if you do for 2 to 3 minutes, he'll adapt, and that's what makes him the best. But, I mean, I could tell chat's blown up right now. They want Master ZenAku to put one on the board. Will he do it? We'll see. This could be the map. This could be it right here, where he leaves Rapha's flawless record in ruins.
All right. Here we go. We're keeping it real. We're keeping it live as we roll on into the very last matchup between these two, Rapha and ZenAku, for one final time. Get ready for this, as it is going to be absolutely spectacular.
ZenAku popped the vision right off the bat, just to make sure that whatever he wanted was safe, because again, the scale barrier traps can be absolutely brutal. The last thing you want is a bull rush straight into a shotgun. So ZenAku doing a good job of getting the 3 main weapons. Look at that, Rapha just somehow finding that rail angle. Vision popped again. There's a fantastic rail from ZenAku, but promptly followed up with by Rapha, and I don't understand. This is crazy. He's relentless right here, going around the corner, trying to find this frag. 44 HP, good defensive rail, 8 HP around the corner, and he's going to be able to get that shotgun blast. Just one pellet into the thigh, and Rapha goes up 1 early.
There's the opening frag that you want if you are rooting for Rapha. For ZenAku, though, now he's got to play from the back foot. The true underdog himself. Of course, 15 seconds to the piercing sights back up if he doesn't gather himself a couple of hourglasses. But you won't really need that vision, because you'll be hearing the raging bull of Scalebearer just stomping around the map like an elephant. Reveals himself and really does pack a punch. The only issue is he couldn't land the follow-up rail, but I'm sure the shotgun and the bull rush will do the damage instead, as he flattens ZenAku, runs him over, keeps on going. Bonneting him was not enough. He apparently wants to get a further follow-up, which he will do as he pulls out the shotgun and sends him to sleep. But the starting shot he gets the chance to pipe up, comes in with a trade frag off the back of the spawn, and ZenAku makes it go 1-3.
ZenAku says, thank you, Quake gods, for that spawn. That's some good damage right out of the telly as well, but somehow Rapha outputting so much damage. Rails all day, and the nails are not strong enough. Rapha takes him down 4-1. Andy has got bull rush back, so ZenAku needs to be careful if he wants to try and push in and do some shotgun damage. Mega's going to be up next in 5 seconds. ZenAku trying to position himself properly, but Rapha's ready, and there's the bull rush right into the corner, and he says, no, no, no. This is mine, you sweet summer child.
It's already 4 frags towering over what has been built up by ZenAku here. Rapha on a bit of a mean warpath at the minute, doesn't seem to be showing any signs of slowing down either. Advances over towards the heavy pickup, and now he really is looking like the embodiment of a heavy champion. Effectively fully torqued going into his next fight. Bit of a pre-fire out towards Mega as well. Bull rushes in as he is coming in hot, running the marathon, meaning that ZenAku quite literally has to do a bit of death run to try and keep himself alive. Good rail, a nice bit of damage established. Both of them fighting with the LG as the lightnings are going to be crossed, the beams are going to connect, and the shotgun doesn't pay off. Instead, it's the rail from ZenAku. He lands it, shuts him down, and gets the second frag. 3 to find to equalize the score.
ZenAku doing a great job there of kind of letting Rapha come to him and just lining up those rails, and that's all he could have done in that situation. There was no escape. So he capitalizes on that and gets the frag, but he's still down 3, and his stack is extremely low right now. And Rapha, of course, the starting stack is already major. What a rail there from ZenAku. But not only that, but he's getting the items. So now the play for heavy is going to be absolutely not worth it. Somehow peeking out, getting the rail. He's going to try and rail the bull rush, and he almost gets the frag again as the bull rush gets canceled. But Rapha, 25 HP, steals the heavy and gets the frag. ZenAku might be able to get this back with the shotgun off the spawn, but that defensive rocket's going to be big. And this is quite the slobber knocker right here, Jackie. We got ourselves a bit of a game. I know it's 4 frags, but ZenAku's not going down without a fight.
I mean, man, they're spit flying, teeth flying. They're all going all over the shop. And at this point, for our viewers at home, if you've got any fill-ins, hold on to them whilst you can, because this game is getting very leery. It really is looking quite scary as the adjustment from rapha glides through the air, initiates the bull rush once again to cut off ZenAku. He holds the angle, and he holds it strong. Mean mugging as he goes back in for a follow-up frag. Slays rapha once again with the LG. There's the quick transition from the nails to rails as he's raising the roof on this one. Now he's raising himself up as well. A high angle taken as he launches himself over. He had a clear peek onto rapha, but he couldn't do the damage. He's left in a bit of a worrying spot here, 40. Not too much stack and not a lot of time either. We're getting close towards the 5-minute mark. He's still got to bring back this free frag deficit, and he's just not hitting those rails. Has to back off and recoup some of the lost health.
ZenAku's still down by 3, but you're absolutely right. I mean, it's still very scary times right now for ZenAku, trying to stack back up, going against the scale. It's fully stacked. The rail will come in and miss. Rapha trying to close the gap. He wants to get up close and personal. There's the bull rush around the corner. He's not stopping. There's the LG. The rails won't save him, and Rapha gets yet another frag. 7-3. But if it's anything that we've noticed from ZenAku, it's that he's going to get knocked down, but he's going to get back up again. You're never going to keep him down as the rails keep coming out, and again on top is ZenAku. 4-7, 3-frag game. Mega's going to be up just in the nick of time. Can he get it? He does. Rapha with a shotgun dancing on his head. Somehow doesn't get the frag. ZenAku's still alive, and Rapha's still pretty close. I mean, stacks are about even right now, so if ZenAku can get back onto this heavy, this could be a conversion into 5-7, but there's the rail from down below. The angle, absolutely impeccable from Rapha. That's amazing.
4 minutes left on the clock. ZenAku letting off a bit of steam as he fires off a few nails. Quick transition to the rail as he sees that he is being flanked. Leaps his way out of there. Great adjustment and even better damage found with the rockets back up the bounce pad. It's going to send Rapha packing, but is it enough to shut him down? He's tremendously low. He can't lurk around for too long towards the heavy spawn either, as it's still not back up for another 3 seconds. Instead, goes for a full loop-de-loop and has to give that up. Topping back up. An even stronger Rapha. He has so much stack. ZenAku has the bare marginal amount to keep himself in the fight. The one edge he has was the prediction. Knowing he was coming towards him, he would have got the chip damage off. It could have been successful in keeping him in the fight. Unfortunately for him, 40, he's not landing his shots. He's just wasting a lot of time here. As we're coming up close towards 7 minutes, it's still a 7-4 split.
It seems like the frags that ZenAku has gotten, it's been Rapha plus forwarding into his rails, and we're not seeing that as much, so we might just see this stuck on 4-7, if not more in favor of Rapha. But ZenAku has to keep trying to find these rail angles. There's the push, there's the bull rush. Can he evade? He does. He misses with the rail, but now he has to make his escape, but somehow Rapha jumping over the eyeball, dunking on ZenAku with the rail. A fantastic shot. 8-4 in hot pursuit. He's got a need for speed. There's the nails coming out. Mega is taken by ZenAku. 8 HP. And Rapha with the fadeaway shoddy Pippin from beyond the arc takes him down again, 9-4. And oh, he's going to get caught at the heavy. That's going to be brutal. 2 shotgun blasts aren't going to do it. The nails will take him down instead. Rapha just adding to the body count as we've seen time and time again, 10-4.
Uh-oh, there comes the double barrel as well, and he is going to send ZenAku barreling down to the graveyard. Another kill established for Rapha, who won't stop and physically can't stop at the minute. It seems like he's put a brick on the gas and he is just steamrolling forward into every single firefight. We're at 8 minutes. He's now towering over ZenAku with the biggest lead, the biggest score difference we've seen throughout the entire day between these two going head to head. And he's still not content with just these 11 frags. He wants a little bit more. Peeking out towards the mega room, spots out ZenAku, fires off the warning nails, but doesn't overcommit. Instead, creates space between the both of them. Then comes back around on the rotation. Not quite sure which way he wants to take this just yet, as he will hear the audio cues, catches him on the jump. He can lurk for this. He can wait for Heavy to come up. ZenAku tries to force the fight. The tri-bolt connects with nearly all of the damage being established. The rail's pulled out. He's topped himself back up, and he wants to chase this.
Yeah, and it's just that age-old tale of ZenAku doesn't have time. He's got to start making these crazy decisions. He's got to start hitting everything, or at least attempting. And Rapha, with a little bit of a ring around the rosy bull rush, says, oh wait, Mega's up. But the rockets are going to be good enough from ZenAku, so with 1:10, 6 frags, do you believe, Jackie, as the vision's popped, he's going to be able to get a little bit of a bead on him? There's one rocket, he needs to land more, but dropping is going to be a death sentence. There's another one into a rail. Can he just get it before the Heavy? Heavy's taken from Rapha, and another rail, and Rapha lives to fight another day with 25 HP, but even after all that, a 6 frag lead for the Team Liquid player, and he's just really solid right now.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, he is quite literally liquidating ZenAku into this final matchup. The other two maps are so close. This one has been a bit of a different tale with the way it's been played. Rapha as well, barely staying alive, sticking to his guns. The old tactic of standing still rather than evading, and it's paying off for him. ZenAku very low here. Really is death-defying it though. He's running the risk. Drops down, wanted to get the frag, but he has put the bed once again. We'll pick that one up.
Death from above, a shotgun onto the top of the head. 5 to 12. Bit of a formality here on that last one. But man, that was a hell of a series. I mean, we've had great series all day. 13 to 5 is going to be the way this one ends. But you got to get hats off to ZenAku. That first map, so close. Second map, not as close, but he just has these flashes of, okay, he can do this, but not quite there. Against the end boss, you have to play perfect. Can't do it, but I mean, you got to watch him going forward for sure. I mean, we've been watching him, but like now it's like, okay, like you see the potential in ZenAku, and I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with moving forward in the next couple of weeks, and definitely in the Stage 1 finals.
Absolutely, man. Genuinely. A really, really quality game there between the both of them. ZenAku pulling out all of the stops, playing some fantastic Quake, specifically throughout the first two maps. It was wonderful to watch. There was some close twists and turns, even here on the final map as well, on Ruins. We still saw some enjoyable stuff from him. But overall, it is Rapha. You just can't take him down. He is never going to be an easy opponent, a true living embodiment of what it means to be a Quake pro, and he walks away with the full 3-0. I'm glad we got to see ZenAku play tonight, though. As a benchmark against Rapha, I think he really gave us a great showing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a pleasure to watch him play. And like I said, every week, you know, you kind of look at, okay, who's Rapha playing? Well, that person is going against the end boss. Like, it's going to be a tough time. It's going to be a rough ride. This was no different. But again, what ZenAku showed us in this second map, not so much the third, flashes in the third, was that he's here to compete. He's getting better. The more he scrims Rapha and other players and kind of gets in the flow, I think he could be really, really dangerous, man. He's already shown us that before, but now that he's starting to polish up a little more and work more and more, I think he's going to be deadly going forward for sure.
Oh yeah, dude, ZenAku packs the punch. He looks really sick every time we see him, specifically when we used to get him on LAN as well. It was actually really awesome to watch him play, but I just can't wait to see how he performs back in a bracket play environment, right? Next time we get towards the finals. It's been a while as well, this season being a little bit longer than what we had back into the first season of the Quake Pro League. I think it will be awesome to see him in that sort of environment, back in a raw best of 3 bit of ZenAku. That sounds like a treat. But we do have some more treats in store for our viewers, of course. When we come back after the break, DJ Wheat will be joining us on the broadcast. I'll be going into our first featured fight of the night, which will be Cooler taking on Kilson. Keep it locked here for that after the break.